Can we make money with ICOs? Is Coinbase going to become a market leader in this sector? And what are maybe the best potential opportunities in this niche right now? Let's jump in. On this topic, the spotlight is definitely on Monad and Coinbase. Coinbase is launching Monad as their first ICO on the platform, and by the time you're watching this video, the sale has probably already gone live. And while this video is not an endorsement of either projects, there are some elements of Coinbase token sale that do seem to be very fair. Also, this is the first time since 2018 that US participants can legally participate in token sales. So what makes this token sale different is that they're actually trying to really prioritize real long-term believers, and they have several strategies to do that. They will be filling up the allocations from bottom to top, which means that people with the lowest requested amounts are going to be filled first. The request window is also very short to incentivize that people who actually pay attention get into the sale. And most importantly, this is very ambitious, but they're also trying to make so that future participants are going to be prioritized if they hold the tokens, meaning that if people who get the allocations sell these allocations within the first 30 days, they may receive smaller allocations in the future. However, what makes these sales maybe the most enticing so far is these three criteria. Industry-leading disclosures, meaning that they will require all of the projects making a Coinbase token sale to disclose everything about their project, their tokenomics, and even the team behind the token. Also, they're not going to be allowing any over-the-counter on secondary market sales of the token for 6 months after the launch goes live, meaning that the price of tokens launched on Coinbase should perform maybe competitively on the market. And finally, there will not be any fees for listing or participating on Coinbase. Only the issuer is going to be charged a fee, so participants will not incur any additional fees for these Coinbase sales. Of course, while OTC deals don't actually impact the market price, the word gets out and then people start selling on the open market. So, of course, it is somewhat connected. And finally, they're going to be hosting one token sale per month, making sure the quality and standards are adhered to. So if you choose to participate, this is the step-by-step. You will have to deposit cash to Coinbase, convert it to USDC, and deposit said USDC to participate in token sale. You will select the token banner, request your allocation, and enter the amount. Of course, keep in mind that the lower allocation you choose, the higher the likelihood it gets approved, considering they're filling up bottom to top. But again, you have to decide your risk appetite for this one yourself. You will have to turn on notifications, and November 17th from 9 a.m. EST to 9 p.m. EST, November 22nd, is your window to participate. All right, so that was Coinbase, and while they do have great support and a high likelihood of becoming the market leader, let's take a look at which platforms have been doing the best as of now and what are the opportunities on said platforms. Starting with CoinList. CoinList has been one of the main ICO platforms way back from the ICO craze of 2017 and 2018, and they did have some pretty remarkable launches over the years. Solana, IMX, Near, and Filecoin, many successful launches, but nowadays it is really very competitive and super difficult to participate, especially with their karma systems and everything. So let's take a look at some other platforms on our trusty CryptoRank platform. So we will take a look at this from two perspectives. First one is from projects itself, and then project launchpads. So from projects, we can see that the best returns were Mixed Finance, Oxo, and A Priori. These were all launched on Binance Wallet, and Mixed Finance went all the way to $20. It's a perpetual that has been bleeding heavily over the last couple of weeks, but still, from the ICO perspective, it was very profitable. A Priori was also supposed to be a very promising project. However, that has not had the best airdrop, so we just had to look at it from ICO perspective. There are many other projects and meme coins and everything that you can find on Solana, some reputable projects as well. But most importantly, we can also see that there are some airdrops that did not really deliver, but from the perspective of ICOs, they did really well. Of course, in the spirit of transparency, we cannot just look at the best case scenario. We have to be objective, and seeing that there's been so many project launches and only the first 1.5 page is actually profitable. When we look at current prices, as soon as you get to the end of first page, there's already projects that are in the negatives. There's already projects under 1x returns, so basically breaking even. So there's 12 or 13 pages, almost 14 pages of just unsuccessful launches. So of course, you have to be super careful which projects you invest in and what your potential returns are. So how do you identify the winners? Obviously, you have to do your own research and find the best promising projects through various different factors, but how do you make the initial selection? Usually, it is from people who have been through cycles, who have understood how these games are played, and who can make the initial screening for you to help you with your decisions. Private communities and experienced DeFi veterans and ICO veterans at the end of the day who understand cycles are your best friend. We've built one such community of serious degens over the last 3 years. And if you prefer to save time and make the most out of this bull market, if we are even still in a bull market, topic we'll mention briefly. But if you believe we're still in a bull market and ICOs are still something you can make money, you need to be able to identify the best ones. If you wish to join our community and discuss on all these topics and more, feel free to join on the official link from the first link of the description of every video to choose your monthly or yearly plans. All right, that covers specific projects. Let's see specific launchpads that have had launched the best projects. At the moment, it is the best returns on TokenFi, Impossible Finance, and METIS DAO, all doing over 10x returns for their projects. The ones that we see from previous bull markets, such as Sidify, that were launching some of the best games of previous bull market, if we heat up and GameFi makes a comeback, Sidify will probably be among the top contenders once again. They have upcoming 12 launches, and this is probably going to do really well if we do see a continuation of bull market, not financial advice. And before we wrap up with 3 promising token launches, there is another platform you can use as your research tool. It's called ICOdrops.com. It is showing a wide variety of listings and potential projects, even the ones that don't even have an ICO sale, rather they just have a points program such as MetaMask. However, this is also something you can use to comprehensively research this field.
Hey crypto fans, as airdrop hunters and crypto enthusiasts, we are constantly in risk of being scammed from protocols and people that want to drain our wallets and enter into our computers. That is why we partner with Proxy Seller for our proxy services, and the great about their services is that you can select many crypto-friendly countries and you can even mix a package of different countries for your proxy services. You can select many of the different proxy options, including your residential proxies. And it's super easy to get it. You just select the country, then you can put the amount of proxies that you want. Let's say that I am farming with 10 wallets. Just click on buy, and here on redeem code you can put a referral CCS15, and you can see how the price downs a 15% for all these proxy services and 10% for residential services. So don't wait anymore, be safe as an airdrop hunter and crypto enthusiast, so you are always in control when you are online. Use our CCS15 refer code, and first link in the description is your link to get your proxies with us and Proxy Seller.
All right, now let's take a look at 3 promising token sales that might do multiples, starting with MetaDAO's launch Solomon Labs. They are a decentralized stablecoin on Solana that holds their peg from a mixture of spot holdings and short hedges, so very similar to Athena's USD. However, they are on Solana and they are launching until November 18th at 18:30 UTC. So by the time you're watching this video, this might already be near the final stages. One metric you can also use for identifying which ICOs are doing really well is how oversubscribed they are. So for example, they're trying to raise 5 to 8 million and the minimum soft cap is 2 million. They raised just over 3 million as of making of this video. One thing I do find a bit worrying is that only 20% is allocated to seed Solomon token liquidity, while 80% is going to DAO treasury. 20% of barely 3 million is just like 600,000. So good luck seeding liquidity with these numbers. But anyway, again, this is all very risky. So you do need to find some competitive edge and a reason why this ICO should do well in the long term. Solana already has several stable coins like Sky and others, so the space is getting more or less competitive, but not so much as Ethereum, of course. The next one is a trading marketplace powered by chain abstraction, and they're backed by Echo.xyz and Easy Labs. They are vui and they're launching on November 17th. If you wish to participate, you need to go and sign up for Legion. They do require KYC, so keep that in mind that you will need to plan ahead if you want to participate. And the last one is a blast from the past, Aztec Network. The original project had a massive valuation over 100 million. However, they did have to shut down. Since then, they did relaunch, still doing ZKPs, privacy, network, and of course, this has been a very hot niche over the last couple of weeks with market leaders like Zcash and even starknet doing some amazing work on the charts. However, if you wish to participate in this one, there is going to be a time that OGs and early testnet users and node runners will be able to participate from November 13th until December 2nd. And then from December 2nd to December 6th, everyone else will also be able to join in. The way this is going to be structured is basically it's going to be a price discovery with a floor price of 350 million FDV, which they say is a 75% discount from the latest implied valuations. So to wrap up, are ICOs worth it or not? It really only depends whether you believe we're in a bull or bear market. Santiago has a very grim outlook on this, believing that sub 100k BTC, sub 3.5k ETH, and sub $2.3 XRP is all bear market material, but everybody needs to make their own choice and decide if you're going to be risking your hard-earned cash for some of these more speculative parts of the market, such as ICOs. And that is a wrap for all the news regarding ICOs, platforms, projects, and opportunities. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe with bell notifications on. Questions and comments, I'm waiting for you in the comment section below and in our Discord. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, have an amazing day.